Pops is JR, and welcome to this thing. Today we are taking a bit of a break from Silent Hill because I may or may not have been up rather late last night, and I woke up late today, and I don't think I'll have enough time to record a full episode of Silent Hill, edit it, and then upload it, and it'll still be live somewhere, like sometime tomorrow, reasonably. So I figured, hey, let's do something a bit more simple. I haven't done a tier list in a while. Hey, what if we just ripped off the Game Grumps and did that exact same tier list that they did a while ago? So we have this tier list here, which is the exact same one that they did. By that, of course, I mean this is a completely unique original tier list, and this is a completely unique original video. Isn't that cool? This video is going to suck. I'm almost positive all of you know that, but that's how the cookie crumbles with Spooktober, with me being the only person here and the only person needed to come up with ideas. On the bright side, we're gonna be having some actually good content and variety coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. For the time being, how about we rate some monsters on how kissable they are? I feel like that's a good subject for Halloween, right? I can't remember if Game Grumps did it for Halloween or if they just did it, but I'm doing it for Halloween. So if they didn't, then I'm doing something different and unique compared to that video. So that's good. As always, Rosie, make sure to put some music in the background. I'm not sure what kind of music we'll do for this, whether it be spooky or like the smooth, groovy, romantic stuff. I don't know. She'll figure something out. With all that being said and everything, the title of that video and the title of this tier list is Cryptids, but I'm not sure if I would classify very many of these as cryptids or just like monsters. The xenomorph in particular, I'm like, that's not a crypt, that's a movie monster. But let's not split hairs, why don't we? This will be a good way to christen in my new browser choice of Opera GX. They're not sponsoring this video, but if Opera GX wants to give me a whole boatload of money to shield their product, I will. Anyway, without further ado, why don't we get into this stupid video? So this first one here, is that like some sort of forest spirit? Like it would help if you like hovered over it, if it had a title or something, but Tiermaker just has to be that website, I suppose. I'm gonna say that's a fairy, because I think she has butterfly wings. Now the question is, do I want to do this on dateability, like kissability, or do I go the more personal route of how likely I would be to smash? I think we'll do that second one, just to be a bit more different, instead of just doing the exact same video that the Game Grumps did, minus one person and minus like 150% funny. So how likely would I be to smash fairy? Definitely wouldn't say no, but I don't think it would be something I actively go out and seek. So starting off good with a B, a firm B. Loch Ness Monster. Ooh, there's a good one. That's my favorite cryptid, didn't you know? I really like the Loch Ness Monster, and I always have, and I'm ever so slightly upset that almost everything that has, come out as evidence of the Loch Ness Monster has been either disproven or given probable cause to be incorrect and not real and everything. So that's kind of upsetting, but as a lover of cryptozoology, and in particular the Loch Ness Monster, I'm gonna hold out hope that somehow, some way, Nessie happens to be actually real. How likely would I be to smash Nessie, though? Yeah, we'll put her in A. And android, I'm guessing that's supposed to be, because it's like the humanoid robot person. That android in particular, not really. But I'm not opposed to the concept. I mean, I like warframes and everything, and those are basically the same thing. They're just more biomechanical than androids are. And there is always the whole thing of 2B existing, and everyone being obsessed with her, even though the game she's from isn't that great, but that's an opinion of mine that not many people hold, so I'll keep that to myself. But I would say androids are probably up with fairies here, assuming that's what that is, and just a little bit higher, though, because they're a little bit more different than just person with wings and potentially small. Satyr. I'm not a huge fan of the monsters and mythical creatures that are just kind of part person, part animal. Usually, being a furry and everything, I either want 95% animal, 5% person. I was about to say, or just animal, but that's not what I mean about that. I mean, like, oh my god, the perfectly sentient, sapient being in the shape of animal, I guess is the best way I could put that and not seem like a fucking freak. Fact of the matter is, not too great on the cut bottom half of person off, put bottom half of animal on. I'm not that big, but of that brand of monster, I would say satyr is one of the, like, least offensive. So we'll say, like, lower B tier. Ah, kitsune, very good. This is, without question, absolutely. Part of kitsune's whole thing is, like, them effectively being a form of succubus and being attractive and sex and whatnot. So, of course, absolutely smashable. They'll probably kill me. But the nature of yokai, they might not. They could, but they might not. They probably will, but they might not. And that's a risk I'm willing to take. Plus, with this one in particular, I either get I get one of the things that I want. Either it's just a really pretty lady with a foxtail, which I'm fine with, well, plural, tails, which I'm fine with, or it's a perfectly sentient sapient fox, which I'm aware is weird, but at least it's not literally just a fox, so there's that at least. Anyway, kitsune are easily S tier. I think I see snake people, so that would be nagas and lamias. I am partial to snakes in almost every single regard. I am. When it comes to anthro stuff, snakes are my number 2. Really like snakes. So I have seen versions of nagas in particular where they aren't just, you know, a lamia where it's person top half on snake tail, and it's actually just kind of snake person on a whole, but they ain't got legs, they got snake tail. And that shit's dope. Like the Vipers from XCOM or something. Are they called Vipers? I don't know. They probably have a weird alien name. I don't play XCOM because I think it's boring. But the Vipers, I'm just going to call them that, are really hot. So I'm going to say behind Kitsune? In front of Kitsune. These ones in particular, I don't think have snaky faces. I think they're probably just like scaly people faces. So I'm going to put it behind Kitsune. This one, I assume that's a sphinx, probably. I think that's a sphinx. But like the more like anime style of sphinx, where they're effectively just a lion tour with wings. And despite the fact that it's really close to that thing I described of perfectly sentient sapient being in the shape of animal, something about the disparity between people part and animal body is really dissuading to me. This flavor of like human animal hybrid I have never been interested in. I think ever. I could be persuaded when it comes with deer tours specifically. I don't know why. But I like that one character from League of Legends, Lilia. She's cute. I like her. I guess if it's specifically a deer, I'm fine with like centaurs and stuff like that. But it's exclusively deer for some reason. So with Sphinx being that, that's gonna be a D tier for me. That's not happening. Angels. Yeah, they're not biblically accurate angels, so you could feasibly kiss them, I suppose, because they're not, you know, fiery, flaming rings of eyeballs and such. Pretty lady with wings, pretty guy with wings, I don't know. I'm bi, I don't fucking care. I would say that's top of B tier? Top of B tier, I forgot to mute Discord. Anyway, I would say top of B tier, bottom of A tier, so we'll go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt and give him the higher of the two. That there just looks like a cat boy, which I would classify as neither a monster nor a cryptid. I guess maybe the person who made this tier list could be like implying that's a Nekomata. So it's another like yokai situation. But Nekomata typically have 2 tails, and that catboy down there only has 1 tail. So I'm just gonna give the benefit of the doubt once again and say that's probably supposed to be a Nekomata and not just generic anime catboy. In which case, I still don't really care. I do like anthro cats, but this isn't really an anthro cat. This is a person with cat ears and a tail. And that's less appealing to me. Now, if it was an anthro cat along the lines of, say, Zeraora, I might be a bit more keen on it. But for the time being, you're gonna go, like, right in front of the satyr in B tier. Here we go, another actual cryptid. Mothman. I respect and appreciate the meme of everyone wanting to date him. Mothman's not really my thing. I would be friends with Mothman, absolutely, but I'm not one of the people who's like obsessed with Mothman and wants to, you know, he wants to get up all in that moth thussy. So I would say I respect him. I wouldn't say no, but he wouldn't be my first choice. Maybe in front of the fairy. Ghost, bedsheet ghost, spooky. Ooh. It wouldn't be my third choice, and I would probably have to be persuaded. So we'll say that's our first top of C tier. Xenomorph. Yeah. What kind of monster fucker would I be if I didn't do that? Top of A tier. Vampire. See, vampires are cool. Vampires are often sexy, because, you know, similarly with Kitsune, a lot of vampires use sexiness to lure people in, and then they kill them and suck their blood. So, seems pretty appealing. However, with this picture in particular, it's showing, you know, the typical thing of just person, fangs, red eyes, undead, etc., etc. I like it when vampire is an adjective rather than a race, so to speak. Where it's not really, oh, that's a vampire. Like you look at Nosferatu and Dracula and stuff and say, oh, that's a vampire. More so, I appreciate it when other species are shown as vampires or vampiric. That's cool. But on a whole, vampires, I would say, probably right behind Mothman. Frankenstein, no. Ew, no, not even close. A bunch of rotting, severed body parts stitched together haphazardly on a rotting, monstrous fucking Electro Man? No thank you, absolutely not. Bigfoot, also no. Get those toes away from me, sir. Not only are monkeys gross, I also hate human feet, because human feet are fucking disgusting, as are any primate's feet. Absolutely repulsive. No thank you. Get those stompers away from me, I don't want them. Centaur. Hey, look, it's another one of those things that I was mentioning I didn't like. But this time it's the typical one where it's horse person. Ooh, yeah, I'm still not interested, and I'm especially not interested now. So I think we'll put it above Frankenstein, but behind the Sphinx. Cyclops. Bottom of C tier. I don't really have any reason other than he's kind of ugly. I'm not a fan of like the troll, like ogre shaped kind of people. I've never found ogres attractive or orcs or anything like that. Not once have I ever found them attractive. And that's kind of what a Cyclops is. It's kind of just like a really big one-eyed orc. And no thank you. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna move the Sphinx up and bring down the Cyclops. You know, the more I think about it, the more I am like, see, this is why I mentioned I could be persuaded, unless it's specifically like the horse type of centaur. I could be persuaded, because every time I look back at the Sphinx, I'm like, maybe. Yeah, you know what? We're also gonna push the satyr down and put the Sphinx in front of the cat boy. Kraken. There's that whole thing with tentacles and everything, which is some people's thing. But for the Kraken specifically, its suckers are like hooked. They have like sharp hooks on its suckers, because, you know, it's based off of like the colossal squid and everything like that, which have hooked suckers. And that seems incredibly unpleasant. So, yeah. That on top of it being a sea monster, so I would have to be within 300 miles of the ocean, which I think I already am, and I don't want to think about it. No thank you. We'll put you up above Frankenstein, though. Mummy. Oh, hey, another flavor of zombie. No, gross. Actually, I'm gonna put Bigfoot in front of Frankenstein as well. The bottom here will be zombie tier, I suppose. Dragons. Abso-fucking-lutely. Without question, any day of the week, for the rest of my life, absolutely. Skeletons. Even less than the zombies, but not because they're more gross than the zombies, because they aren't, because they're just bone. But in that, we find the problem, where they are just bone. Anything fleshy is no longer on them. what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Now, what is this supposed to be? I see a snake and like foliage and stuff. So I was like, is that like a dryad or is that supposed to be like a gorgon? Which I think it's supposed to be a gorgon because I think with the snake motif, I think I also see like snake hair and stuff. So that's a gorgon. Extremely, unbelievably similar to nagas and lamias because they're snake people. However, gorgons are more people than snakes, and they have a whole lot of snakes on their head, which is cool. I like snakes. Snakes are cute. However, I am more partial to snake people, and gorgons are on the lower rung of the snake people ladder. And, assuming, everything else about gorgons, if they look at you, you turn to stone. Or rather, if you look at them, you turn to stone. If you see the gorgon, you turn to stone, which I'm not into that. So, no. I could close my eyes. So we'll say bottom of B tier. Maybe above the Sphinx. Gray aliens. No, that's one of my biggest fears. No, thank you. Specifically that type of alien, that scares the ever-living Christ out of me. So nope, you could not pay me enough to do that. Succubus. On one hand, insanely hot. On the other hand, that's the point. They're trying to fuck you so they can kill you. So, if it's their choice, whether or not I die from it, then S tier. If it's not their choice and the act of doing it is the thing that kills you, D tier. So I'm gonna say bottom of A tier, just to split the difference and give like the higher on that. Slimes, and specifically a slime girl. I like Gudra. That's a slime. It's a slime dragon. Slimes in particular. They've never really done anything for me. In, we'll say interactive adult media, we'll say it that way. Anytime there's like a slime as like one of the options, or there's like a slime scene or everything, I'm not really like paying too much attention to it because it doesn't really do anything for me. Even in when I used to watch anime, Monster Musume, Sue never really had my interest. So slimes aren't really my flavor of monster. We'll say the bottom of C tier, behind the ghost. Okay, so what the Galdern heck is this thing? I think that's a fish man. Yeah, I think that's a fish man, like a merfolk creature from the Black Lagoon style deal. So he's going of top of C tier because just I don't feel anything. Headless Horseman. We got two right next to each other that I just don't really feel anything about. His horse is really cool. I don't want to do anything with the horse, but I'll like pet it and everything because it's a cool horse. If getting with the Headless Horseman means that I can hang out with his horse and have it be like my pet and everything, and like feed it and pet it and brush it, sure, free horse, fun, cool. So I'll say above Catboy. I love these tier list videos I do every so often, even though I've done like 2, I think, because they're always just so fucking stupid, but they're really fun to make. Werewolves. I mean, what kind of furry would I be if I didn't put werewolves at top of S tier? Like, I would have to have my personas revoked from me if I put it anywhere other than that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting it up there just, to keep my title. I'm putting it up there because abso-fucking-lutely. I'm just saying at the same time, what kind of furry would I be? That one right there done looks like a zombie, so looks like you're going with the rest of the zombies right in front of the alien and the skeleton. Congratulations. Get away from me, you smell terrible. I'm actually gonna put you below mummies because you're all nose, but mummies... Oh wait, no, I did that wrong. Yeah, no, mummies stay down here because on top of you, gross, they also typically have curses associated with them, and I don't want to get cursed, all right? I already got some bad business going on right now. My view count is ass. I've been losing subscribers. Couldn't tell you possibly why. I don't need a curse in my life. No, thank you. Mermaids or sirens. They're basically the same thing, but sirens actively try to kill you. So I'm gonna say mermaids. I think they're neat. I like mermaids. How interested would I be in dating one? We'll say above fairy, and that'll be our list. All right, so there we go. That's the video. You're welcome. We have my official tier list on my on my scaled interest on how smashable each and every one of these monsters is. I have to put quotes just because of the fucking Catboy there. At the very bottom, in absolutely not, we have gray aliens, skeletons, mummies, zombies, Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster, shut up, Bigfoot, the Kraken, centaurs, and multiple Cyclops. The collective of Cyclops. And right above of I would have to be convinced, we have slimes, ghost, satyrs, and fish people, merfolk, which I don't really want to call merfolk because mermaids are in here as a separate thing. I don't know. Above that, in the I wouldn't say no tier, we have cat boys, or I guess cat people, the headless horseman, sphinxes, whatever, gorgons, fairies, Marys, mermaids, vampires, Mothman, and androids. Above that, in we have succubuses, succubi, if they can, decide whether or not to kill me with the act. Angels, the Loch Ness Monster, and xenomorphs. In absolutely, we have nagas and lamias, kitsune, and werewolves, and then in S+ tier, absolutely 100% every day of my life, every day of the week, for the rest of my life, we have dragons. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this quick filler video. Actual content is coming on the way. Buckle up for the rest of Spooktober. Hopefully I won't have to do stupid filler videos like this going forward, but I might have to. In which case, hopefully I'll just end up just playing an indie horror game, which I'm not fully sure why I didn't just do that anyway. But hey, here you go. This is the video you get. You're welcome. And since this was such a short video, I guess I'll just have the I'll do the thing I normally do for like footage freezers and stuff, and I'll just have the thing thanking my patrons pop out throughout the video, which I started doing anyway. But especially now, big thanks to my patrons Zonra and Winterbreeze. Very much thank you for your Patreon support. I appreciate it immensely, especially seeing as how YouTube is not doing the best for me as far as AdSense goes, but hey, we're getting there. If you want to support me on Patreon for just $5 a month, you can, and you'll get access to things like work in progress art, full resolution thumbnail art, ooh, there's a special one, and most importantly, you'll get early access to videos, which in Spooktober specifically is less impactful because I don't have a schedule, so you pretty much just get access to the video the moment it's ready, instead of getting access to the video once it's done processing, which normally you end up getting videos like 2 to 3 days in advance because I always publish them on Friday and you get access to whenever it's done. So that's good. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon for just $5 a month. And since I did my Patreon plug just then, I will skip that part of my intro and just say, if you genuinely enjoy this video, consider dropping a like and make sure to hit that subscribe button to become a pup if you haven't already. Also, I already did the Patreon plug, so I don't need to do that. My name's JR, and I'll see you guys in the next one.